So on a note about TTRPG stuff between myself and roommate, we were trying to, over the course of a night, pull out some ideas for like a Soul Eater style system.
Soul Eater. You mean like the character eats souls? Oh, Soul Eater the anime. Okay.
So, big shtick, one person is a wielder, one person's a weapon. And your souls have to be in, like, resonance for you to fight together.
Okay.
The big problem with that is always, like, who gets to take actions. And our basic idea was that you would both roll a die, and your stats would basically determine how far... Your stat/relationship stuff at the time would determine how far away the two dice could be, and it'd still count.
Okay.
So that way, for every action, the two of you would decide it together and roll together.
Yeah, I could see that going okay as a team game, where one person controls one other thing. It could also be worked where the person playing the weapon activates abilities when the person using the weapon, them as a weapon, makes successful hits.
Yeah.
That could possibly work.
But it's kind of like you only get to do anything if the other thing is successful.
Yeah, you'd have to give them a combat and a non-combat thing they could do each turn.
Yeah. But this was just one idea we were thinking at, and the main thing I wanted to bring this up for was that, so you know how there's a whole... So for one, the relationship between the characters literally fuels how magically powerful they are.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a whole anime trope of like, yeah, our friendship will make us strong. Well, they just made it canon.
Yeah. The power of friendship!
So the one thing we got from this concept of a system that like has to exist somewhere in the future, regardless of whether or not we ever toy with that system anymore, is flashback combat.
Flashback combat.
So the core concept, so not for everything, because that seemed too tedious, but for like big special finishing attacks, you go through like a scene and you like role play out the friendship scene, and if like if it has a good bonding resolution to it, the special attack does better.
Oh, so incorporating things like invoking a finishing move and then RPing it out, and then either the rest of the players or the LM in control awards narrative dice for that?
Well, because how it would be is that you would actually... How we imagined it is you would declare, hey, we want to do super awesome move. And it's like, alright, what of your normal social skills and whatnot are you going to roll for with each other? So, like, an example we had was baking and sports.
Okay.
And so what happened was they rolled, and based on how successful they were, they would RP a situation already knowing the end result of it.
How it affected their friendship and stuff like that.
Right. So they would know that, like, hey, we had some situation where my love of baking and your, like, soccer team came into a big conflict. So because in the show there would be times where they were fighting an enemy, and because they had been having, like, friendship issues, they weren't able to, like, fight effectively.
Mm-hmm.
So the idea with this is that you would find out whether or not your move was going to work, and then you would RP it out, and then you would have to deal with the consequences in the fight.
Okay. Well, that's kind of like letting the players flavor their own failure but success, or success but failure, or how...
yeah.
From Open Legend type of situation. So yeah.
Just specifically canonized, and it works really well for that specific like
type
universe,
of game.
Because it's like your friendship is literally your power source.
Mm-hmm. That sounds fun.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to run to the bathroom.
Flashback combat was a fun name.
Yeah, I think that works good for it. If it ever gets incorporated.
Into anything.
Right. Okay, I'm going to run to the restroom real quick.
Yep.
This content was made possible by travelers and viewers like you. Thank you.